Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is Michelle Solis. I am an independent Stamp It Up demonstrator in Seekonk, Massachusetts. And I am here tonight, Friday night, October 18th, for my Stamp and Sip Live. Just wanted to thank everybody for coming and watching. If you are watching, make sure that you leave a comment. I'm happy to have you guys chat and ask questions while I'm crafting if I can help you in any way or I can answer any questions. So tonight we were going to be doing a card with a technique. Let me get down here. Okay, so we are going to do a card tonight. I just got back from a leaf peeping vacation through New Hampshire and Vermont, and upstate New York, and we saw some beautiful colors. So to end up my vacation, I wanted to create a card that, that mimicked those colors. So of course I took out my Frosted Forest set. That's this beautiful set with this pretty tree. It also has these little evergreen trees. This is the one that we're going to use tonight. And I'm going to show you how to do this technique with some cling wrap. I call it the cling wrap smoosh technique. I'm not really sure what it's called. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining. But we're going to do that tonight, and you guys can decide if it should have a better name. But that's what I'm calling it, the cling wrap smoosh technique. So that's how we're going to make these different colors here in the for the leaves. And then I've embossed this one with a 3D embossing folder, which is the Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder that I believe is still available online. And then we did the sentiment was sending thanks and much love from the Winterly Treetops set. So that's this sentiment here from the Winterly Treetops set. So it's a very simple card to make, but I'm going to show you the little technique, and then you guys hopefully have something in your stash that you can use to try this technique. The leaves up north were so beautiful, Kathy. They were really just hitting peak in New Hampshire and Vermont. Just beautiful. We wished that it hadn't rained for a couple days, but the sunshine that we did get, the leaves were just super, super beautiful. So that's why I'm doing this card tonight, because, got to celebrate those leaves. So here's one that I did. This one was using Garden Green, crushed curry, and real red for the colors there. And you can see it's dark. Those are nice, vibrant, dark colors. Then I did this again. I wanted to really look like a red maple tree, and I felt that those colors might be a little bit too dark. So I switched it up and I did Granny Apple Green, still with the crushed curry, and then I switched it up to be Poppy Parade on this one. And it got a little bit lighter. But I really wasn't still happy with it. So I went with this one, and this is what we're going to do tonight. I think I might have switched up one of the colors here. So this is Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, and this is Poppy Parade, which I'm going to switch out tonight for Pumpkin Pie. Okay, so this one was also done with the 3D leaf embossing folder. And this one, I did some texture here. Hopefully you can see that with the birch embossing folder. But not as crazy about that. I really like the leaf one. I think that keeps the theme going, and I think I liked that the best. Okay, so we're going to get started with that. So cheers. Tonight I'm drinking some wine that I got in a winery that we visited in Alexandria Bay. Hey, Courtney. We went to Alexandria Bay, this winery called Thousand Islands Winery, And this wine is called La Crescent Spritz. So it's a white wine, sweet white wine, and it's got a little bit of fizz to it. Cheers. That is delicious stuff. All right. Very glad that somebody told us about that winery and that Jenna and I visited it. She shipped some wine home. We were really happy that they let us ship wine home. I brought mine, but she had to ship hers to Colorado. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to stamp this tree. And this is from the Frosted Forest set, as I said. And we're going to stamp this in early espresso to get that nice dark imprint for the tree. So this just gives us like the outline of the tree. And I'm going to do 2. Because these are quick and easy. If you get your trees or whatever you're doing this technique on, if you get it all stamped, stamp multiples of them, then you can just go one by one and do the cling wrap smoosh technique on there. And this is a great way to create multiple cards. Hey, Lorraine. Okay, so we're going to do sending thanks and much love. All right, so we've got that. Now we just have to do our technique. So the first thing that we're going to do, oh, I lost the masks. 1 second. Put them over there to dry. Forgot to get them. Here we go. So this set, Frosted Forest, comes with a coordinating masks. And what we're going to use, we're only going to use 2 of them. We're going to use the one that you can use to put color into the tree trunk. And then we're going to use this one that's going to do the leaves. All right, so what you'll do is we're going to anchor down our stamped piece, and then we'll put our mask over. This is really easy to line up because it's just these little branches and the trunk. So we will anchor that one down as well. And then for that, we're going to just use a blending brush and some pecan pie to give the tree trunk some color. So we'll just pick up some color, and you just want to go in and give it some color here. And of course, you can go as dark or as light as you'd like. All right, so that's that one. I'm going to take this one out, swap it for this one. And just do that again. So if you're making multiples, you just do it kind of like an assembly line. Just do the same step multiple times. Okay. And we're done with that one. Okay. Now on to the fun part. All right. What you're going to need for this is some cling wrap. So you just need, we're going to do 3 colors. So I just need 3 pieces. Not too big. Okay, 3 pieces. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of fold it over, and I need to make a handle because this is going to become what I'm picking up my color with. So I'm going to just fold it over and I'm going to make it a little handle. So that becomes like my little sponge dauber. Okay, so there's one. It's unfolding. Okay, there's 2. The problem is it doesn't want to stay. You kind of have to refold it when you go to use it. But you get the idea. So we're just going to fold this and make it kind of like a little mushroom with a little handle. Okay. So we'll bring in the first tree, anchor that down again, get your leaves. Now these are, again, really easy to line up because these little things that are sticking out, those are the branches. So you're just going to cover up your branches that you've colored and then stick that down. Okay, I'm going to start with green first, and I'm using Granny Apple Green. So I've got my little cling wrap dauber here. We're just going to pick up some color very lightly on there, and we're going to just decide where we want our color. So this tree, I'm going to make him being a red maple that hasn't turned completely yet. Make him green. Okay. And then we'll get some yellow. This one. Got some yellow on there. And then we'll just get a little bit of orange. So the leaves aren't quite that red yet. We saw a lot of trees that were like half green and then half of them had turned, but not the whole thing. All right, so let's see what that looks like. There we go. So then you get this nice kind of dappled look to your tree. You've got some green and some yellow, and the yellow mixes with the orange. And I think it's super cool. Okay, let's do the other one. Hey, Maria. Hi, Jan. All right, so we're just going to get this back on there again, line that up. Stick it down. Okay, so we're just going to decide what colors to use again. So let's do this time, maybe we'll add some red. So we'll do green, just a little bit of green. This will be a tree that has already mostly changed. Some yellow. And I'm going to just smush off my yellow and get some orange. And then I'm going to add some red. So this is Poppy Parade. And I'm going to take my saran wrap that was orange and make it some red. There. Let's see what this one looks like. Well, that's pretty good. I think it needs a little more green. Let's go back one sec. Didn't get really filled in over here on the right. Whoops. Let's go back and add some red, some more green. It's really just a matter of playing with it until you get what you like. I think I like this one. Oh yeah, I like this one. So this one's got more green, but then it goes into the red at the top. And again, when the red blends with the yellow, you're going to get some orange. So there you go. All right. So let me close up these ink pads. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Tracy. All right, let's close these up. And then what I did was I used my 3D leaf. It's called Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder with the leaves. And I really didn't want the leaves to overlap the tree. On this first one, they kind of overlapped the tree. And then on the second one, I made them come in a little bit lower. And I really like that technique. So let me show you. What I did was I lined it up. You can see where the leaves are, hopefully. Can you see where the leaves are? And so what I'm going to do is just line this up to get the leaves to be positioned where I want them. So they'll be coming down here and across. Just make sure that's straight. There we go. So then let's move this up. And get our embossing machine. So this one will not be able to go through hinge first because the paper won't fit in there. So we will put this in sideways, and then you just want to be careful with it. So we're going to put it in sideways. Okay. And then when we take it out, we've got this imprint of the leaves coming across. Can you see them? There you go. You can see the leaves. And I think that just gives it a really special touch. Now you may get a little bit of a line here from your embossing folder. And I found that if I just take my bone folder, smooth that out, then that looks much less. You really can't see it now. There was a little bit of a line there. Okay, so we were going to mount that. I pulled, oh my goodness, wild wheat for the card base because the Daffodil Delight that I used just looked way too light, and the green looked also too springy. So I went with the wild wheat, which I think is a great fall color. So we're going to just attach that to our card front with some glue. There we go. And then I was going to use tonight these faux glass dots that come in these beautiful fall colors. So on this one, I used some red. Well, let's see which color I like. Maybe I'll just use a bunch of colors. I think I like the orange. Maybe this dark. I don't know if this is red. Not sure what color this is. There we go. Sending thanks and much love. So then on this second card, I was going to do a different embossing folder. If I can find it. Here we go. This is the Timber 3D embossing folder. I found that I didn't like the birch folders that I used here, simply because I think the pattern is too far apart. I wanted it to be a little more subtle. So we're going to try it tonight with the timber. So I'm just going to line this up. They give you this nice black line here to line up your cardstock. And then we'll put that through again. Okay. And then this one, I think, gives me a nicer, let's bring you guys down here. This gives me a nicer pattern, I think. The texture on it is closer together, so it's a lot more subtle. So I like that one. All right, so this one we're going to mount also on wild wheat. All righty. And then I've got a white card base for this one. Of course, you guys could add some ribbon if you'd like to make it a little more fancy. Okay, and then I lost my dots. Covered them up. Okay, I think this one we'll do some green on this one. All righty. Okay, so that's it for me. But again, this is a super easy technique to do a lot of cards in a short amount of time. Just get your stamping done all at the same time, and then get your cling wrap smushing done all at the same time. And you can produce a lot of cards in a very short time. Okay, so that is it for me tonight. There we go. That's it for me tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining and watching this technique. Hopefully you've got some stamps or something that you can try this technique with. It's very similar to the baby wipe technique, where you would make a stamp pad with multiple colors and then use your stamp to stamp that image in multiple colors. But this way you can use a stamp and then fill in the color. Of course, you could use blending brushes or sponge daubers, but I thought this cling wrap smoosh technique was a lot of fun and I wanted to try it. And I really liked it. Okay, so that's it for me tonight. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow is my wedding anniversary, so I will be doing nothing tomorrow. I think we are going, I don't know, we were thinking about going apple picking, maybe to the Yankee Candle Store, one of my favorite places. So we'll see. But anyways, so I'm doing nothing tomorrow. No stamping tomorrow. Stamping vacation. All right, but I will see you guys here next week, next Friday night, again for my Stamp and Sip Live. And everybody have a good weekend and stay crafty, my friends.